Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So in this video is part 2 to my eyeshadow collection. So this one is kind of miscellaneous. It doesn't really fit into any category, but you'll see that as we go into the drawers. There's 3 drawers in this video, so it's quite a lot, so let's just dive straight into it. So we've already gone through these 2 drawers, which are my Primark palettes, and these bottom 3, one out of you, are the ones from, that's my dog sneezing, are the miscellaneous drawers. So we're just going to start with this one. So at the front of the drawer here, I think these are MUA palettes. So I have all these little MUA palettes. So that is the one in Magnetic Charm, Frosted Gleam, which I have a video on my channel of, Twilight Delight, Empire Butterfly, Spice Charm, Force of Nature, this is a newer one that I haven't used just yet, and Fire Vixen is one that I absolutely love. So we have Metal Wonder, which again is a newer one. This is a really old palette. This palette is the Hall of Fame. I got this years ago, probably when I was a teenager. Green Goddess, and I think, no, I haven't used that one just yet. Cosmic Vixen, which is like a lead on from their Fire Vixen palette. Is it Fire Vixen? Can't remember what it's called now. This is their Matte Feather Light, because it's just all their mattes. This is Flora Fantasy, again this is a newer one. And then again, so it says 5th birthday edition. I swear I bought it probably 5 years ago, and this one is literally called their 5th birthday edition one. Then I have one of their Ultra Sparkle, sorry, out of frame, their Ultra Sparkle ones, and this is in the shade Cotton Candy. And I wasn't really impressed with this. It just literally slides off, but I love to keep everything as a collector's item. You spend your money on eyeshadows or makeup, you don't get rid of it that easily. These are the Elysium Elements palette, and so that one's called Elements and that's just called Elysium. Then I got this beauty on, I think it was a TK Maxx, and this is the Shannexo Remix. And what I love about this palette is you've got one side, then you've got another side. Oh, this one is one that I bought at Beauty Base last year, and everything's just going to keep dropping, I'm sorry. It is the Magic Studio Tropic Sensation palette, and these were so cheap, so if you ever want a review, let me know. And again, this is a Beauty Base palette, and this is Sun-Kissed in Hawaiian Dusk. Look at the colours in that, that just screams summer. This is a Cargo palette that one of my friends bought me for my birthday, I believe. Oh, I just dug my nails in. That nail is so long. And it's the Chill in the 6 palette. Then I got Violet Lights, because you know I love my purples. This one just looks incredible. It's the Enchanted palette, and there's some purples and pinks in there that I absolutely love. Then I've filmed a dupes video of this versus the Sultry palette by ABH, and this is the Seduced palette, and let me just say, it is a complete dupe. You couldn't even tell the difference when I wore it. And then of course I had to get a gold palette, so this is 24K Gold Rush. Okay, there's probably a majority of my palettes I haven't used, but like I say, I just like to collect. This is the Life's a Beach palette by W7. Again, my friend bought me this for... This was actually a present to motivate me, because I think I was just feeling really demotivated at that point. This one I absolutely adore, but I don't have the Huda Beauty one to like dupe it with, but it's the W7 Socialite palette, and look at that. Just look at it. So I did a video on these MUA palettes, the larger ones, and I've also done a video on the old packaging, but these are just the newer versions, and this one is in Flamethrower, Tropical Oceana, Molten Metals, and Peacock Plumage. And then the old ones, so we have Cashmere Collection, and this is literally just a load of neutrals but cool tones. Ultimate Undressed palette, Then you've got like some cool berry tones, which is Burning Embers, and I think everyone went crazy for this palette. The original Tropical Oceania palette, which I love, and the Matte Supreme palette. Then all that's left in here is now Technic and Lottie. So for the Lottie side, I've got the Tweely Living My Best Life palette, and I actually have ordered the new collaboration that they've got coming out. And these are their old shadow swatch palettes, and I've got the shade The Russ. Okay, this one is covered, but I think it was more of the pinkier toned one. This one is the Smokes, but this one, the more neutral shade, is all covered up, so I can't actually see what the name of the palette is. Then we have two Technic palettes that I haven't opened, and it's the Mega Mattes and the Mega Nudes Free. And I want to do a full face of Technic makeup, so that's what I'm waiting for. I also have the Mega Nudes 2. And then I have a whole load of these, and I will show you them. So this is Shaken Not Stirred, and it's more of like a greeny brown one. Then you've got a cool toned one, Mystic Mauves at the top. This one is Bronze and Beautiful. Peanut Butter and Jelly, I love the name of that. There's only one colour in there that kind of reminds me of peanut butter and jelly. Sierra Sunset. I love that. The All Naturel palette, which literally just neutral tones. All Fired Up. Seeing Stars, which has, I think you could create a little smoky look with this, but not too smoky. After Midnight. Again, this is probably more me with the pinks and purples. Claim to Fame. Probably getting a bit boring, they all look really similar. These two are my favourite. Now this is the Heat Is On and Trendsetter, and I love the pigmentation of these palettes, and I really got to show you this on camera. A few more back here. So we've got the Technic Be Fearless palette, which I have never opened, so I'm not really going to open that one just yet. The Technic Galaxia palette. Look at that. Their Cranberry Crush palette. Love that. Just, there's literally 3 mattes. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Their Golden Glow palette. Again, 2 mattes in there. No wonder I've never used these. Everything from this drawer. So we're just going to move on to the second drawer. Let me just put everything back in. This is the second miscellaneous drawer. This is more of my Beauty Bay, Sleek, BH Cosmetics, and some randoms at the back. So this is the Fiery palette by Beauty Bay, which I absolutely adore this palette. Then we have the Boots Disney Villains palette. Again, never used this one. I'm sorry if there's like sheen, because some of them still have like that plastic covering on them. Then we have the EYN Nude palette. Look at that. And you know what? I feel really bad because I thought I didn't have this palette. So guess who's going to have to film a video with that. Then I have the Beauty Bay Origin palette. This was one of the first ones I ever bought and absolutely love. But I must admit, I reach for the smaller ones more than I reach for the big ones. This is the Evolve palette. Love this one. The Berry palette. Now this is my favourite. If you've seen my 2019 favourites, you'll see that the smaller one was my absolute favourite Beauty Bay palette ever. Then we have the Fiery palette. These are the big 42 ones, and I thought this would be my favourite because look at the colour layout, but it actually isn't. The berry toned palettes are my favourite palettes. Then I have the Bright Matte palette, which I didn't realise, I thought it was a mixture, but it's not. Definitely my favourite row at the bottom. And then this is a Fraulein palette that I bought when I was like 16, and I'm going to keep it because I absolutely love this palette. And I think it's double-sided, bottom and the top tray, which I've used that tray majority when I used to use this palette. Then this was just an eBay like customizable palette, and these were all the old MUA eyeshadows, and I used to use these two the most. I used to do purple on the inner and green on the outer of my lid, and then I used to use just a pale brown, which I don't have, and that used to be my eye look when I was 16. And I did make this years ago, and I stuck all the names up here so I'd never forget if I was to do a tutorial. Then this is my favourite Jaclyn Hill palette ever. Now I know everyone's going crazy for volume 2, but I'm sorry, this was my favourite one. The pigmentation, the colours is just all me. Very few pops of colour, which I adore. And yeah, this was my favourite palette that she ever did. I do have the Vault as well somewhere. We'll probably come across it. This is a Little Mix palette from Boots. It's I Got the Power. This was last year at Christmas it came out. Little Mix always bring out makeup at Christmas. I was going to do a testing video, but I never got around to it. Then I have had this palette since I did YouTube when I first started at like maybe 14, 15. And I bought this from a market stall. And I've kept it ever since. And when you open it, it smells perfumed, but it smells nicely perfumed. And can you see how grubby this palette is? Like, I used it all the time. And I will never get rid of this, and some people can come at me, but I don't use it anymore. It's just in there for like memories. Then we have a Lorac palette, and this is the Peach Fizz, and I've got a tutorial on this one. And then we've got two BH Cosmetic palettes, and this is Hanging in Hawaii. I want to get the Greek one. Look at that. I've not used it because this I got around Christmas time. I actually used my points with my Boots card to get it. These are really affordable. And then we've got the Love in London one. I adore the packaging for this one. Even this blue, like, I hope the camera's doing it justice. I've got this Sleek Major Morphosis palette that I've actually done a video on, and this was £14.99, but I absolutely love the packaging. And these are the shades. And then I've got another BH Cosmetics palette. This is the Sylvia Garni palette, and she's a YouTuber. And look at that. When she brought it out, I really wanted to get it, but I wasn't going to like pay to deliver it. And then Boots had it, and I was like, oh my god, now look at that. Just look at that palette. It is amazing. And I don't know if any of you have been to IMATS, but at IMATS they have crown brushes, and they've recently brought out some eyeshadows. And this is, what is this one called? The Rose Gold one. It says 35SN. And this just reminds me of the 3503 by Morphe that I've literally got on my eyes today. It says 35TC. They probably stand for something if you want to look on the Crown website. This is probably going to be my favourite, and I think... oh, no, you can't take them out. Then the Smoke It Out palette, which is probably not going to be my favourite unless I want to like do a colourful look. This is the 35J, and of course, you know I love my neutrals. I bought this again when I bought that pink palette that I spoke about. This is the Coastal Scents 88 Eye Colour Shadow Palette. I've still got the bubble wrap on the mirror. I think that's because I don't want that to get dirty. Quite OCD with my makeup. The UX Beauty Bay palettes. So I have Aloha Beaches, and I know that these were so difficult to get out. That's just a neutral one. Then we have Coral Me Back. Again, more neutrals. They all have like 6 eyeshadows and 2 face pans. They could be bronzers, highlighters, blushes. And this is the Tropic Like It's Hot palette, which is a little bit more colourful. Wasn't really impressed with the shade selection from these, but they are so cute and really cheap. I got them on offer. This is the Small Fiery palette, which I got for free when I won a Beauty Bay competition and I went to a masterclass with Linda Hallberg, I think that's her name. Then I have Jordan Lipscomb's collaboration with Beauty Bay. So this is Onyx, which is a very grungy looking one. This is Trooper. They all look similar, which is like more earthy tones. And then we got Fuego, which everybody loved, and this is like your warm tone palette with your darker highlights in there. And I love the Gold Dust highlight, which is this one here. And then I have Saffron Barker's collaboration, which I loved because they were so cute. Now I don't think I've reviewed these, but I can if you want me to. And this one is Love Affair, which has got some lovely berry tones in there, a bronzer and a highlight. This one is Get Ready With Me, and I think everybody loved this one because it's a very neutral one with a bronzer and again another highlight. And this one is Good Vibes Only, or I think it was this one everyone liked. Yeah, because again it's the warm tone. This is the bottom drawer, and as you can see there's a Miscellaneous palette that should actually be in the drawer above, and that is the Beauty Bay Berry palette, my favourite palette, a very well loved palette. So let me just put that up here. Don't know why it was down there. So this is more a higher end drawer, things that have cost me a little bit more money, and we'll start off with the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. I still got that, and I have used this in a video. Then we've got the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. Who remembers when everyone went crazy for this? I can never say this properly. I think it's the Kalahi palette, and this is like an indie brand that I found at IMATS, and I've tested this years ago, I feel like. Then I have Jaclyn Hill's Vault, and I bought all 4 of these. So this is Ring the Alarm, which I think was everyone's favourite. Then we got Bling Boss, which is more berry toned, which is probably going to be my favourite. Then we've got Armed and Gorgeous, which I think is the earthy toned one that everyone loved. I know that I bought this as the first edition and I had no problem with these pigmentation wise. Then we have Dark Magic. Then we have the Urban Decay Back Talk palette, which has the 4 blushes and the 4 eyeshadows and the removable mirror, which I adore. Original Naked. Naked 2. Naked 3. This was my favourite. I used this so much. Too Faced Chocolate Bar Original. I absolutely love this, and I probably got a tutorial on my channel from when I first started. Too Faced Sexy palette. I've never used this. I don't know why I bought it, but hey up, there it is. These are the palettes I bought when I went to that Beauty Bay masterclass. It is Linda Hallberg. This is her Infinity Deep palette, which I love much more than the original Infinity palette, which looks like this, which is much lighter. Then we have the Luna Beauty Life's a Drag palette. I love this palette, and I love the fact the packaging is just amazing. Then these were kind of miscellaneous. They didn't fit anywhere, so they don't really fit in my bougie drawer, but it's here. And these are the Barry M palettes. This is Tropical Twist, Sandstorm, and the pigmentation in these is absolutely amazing. Paradise, Treasure Chest, and Shipwrecked. So these are all my Profusion palettes. These were the Boots ones, so I think some of these are actually broken. Yep, that one was the broken one. I'm gonna have to hoover that up and not get it into my carpet. And that was the Amber palette. This is the Nude palette. Again, it came to me broken. That one came broken as well. And that was the Smoky palette. another ABH palette here. I do have the Vault, which I'll show in a minute. This is the Sultry palette, which I have done a comparison video with my W7 palette. But these palettes are worth your money. And we have the Jackie Aina palette, and this is one of my favorite palettes of all time. It is so pigmented. I have got a review on my channel with this. So this is what it looks like. So I've got Soft Glam in there and Modern Renaissance. And then last but not least, some proper Profusion palettes, and this is the Sultry one. Then we have the Pro Pigment, which is much more brighter. The Chocolates, which is one of my favourite. Siennas, which again is one of my favourites. This is a nice warm toned palette. Then we have two of the Sculpt and Glow, and this is the Moonstone edition. And then the Goldstone edition, which you probably can tell will probably be my favourite. So this is this drawer finished and complete. Again, if there's anything you want me to review, please let me know. But thank you for watching this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, please just let me know if there is anything you'd want me to review from what you've seen, or anything that's like kind of caught your eye that you want to see, and I'll be sure to do that. I will see you next time. Bye guys.